Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes, it's an early PropAholics episode. I'll tell you why in a moment. UFC Baku weigh-ins are on early. And, you know, I got to give PropAholics some time to be its own show and not get killed by the weigh-in recap. So, yes, that is why we're doing PropAholics a little bit earlier in the day. You know, a little pre-4:30 Eastern time start. Essentially, for the West Coast gang, it's a lunchtime PropAholics live. I hope you guys are well. I am. I'm feeling good. Looking forward to chopping it up and having a nice time. You know, I still feel unsure of where I'm definitely going to keep the Freedom 250 gloves because like half of me feels like it's too crowded on that side and I want to move them back to this side. I don't know yet. Let's see. I feel like for now I'm going to leave them there. I like it better. I like it. I feel like it's cleaner. What do you guys in chat think? Money time. You already know. What's up, everybody? What's up? When's the next time I'm getting back on UFC 6? Maybe Tuesday next week. We'll do another UFC 6 gaming stream. I'm open to that. Probably that. I think that's a good time to run it. Next week, Tuesday. That's kind of my current thought process. I won't do it every week, but for like an off week, yeah. Hi, guys. Good luck on the fights this weekend. Let's win some money. Let's go, Sonny. Yes, this card is crazy early. 9 a.m. start. Just got back from physical therapy and AJ's live. Let's go. Hey, let's go, bro. Live at the perfect time. And this isn't the only content you're going to see. I'm also doing the PFL picks today. I'm unsure if I'm doing a PFL fight companion after studying the card. It's a C- PFL card. The main card is good, but the prelims are ass, bro. They're like, you know, essentially 3 regional scene fights to kick it off. 2 decent prelim fights. Definitely not as good as the PFL Brussels card at all. So I'm rather disappointed. So I don't know, man. Do I do a fight companion? We'll see. I'm definitely live for the UFC card. And we'll see. We'll see. The 9:30 start East Coast time is a solid change of pace. Are you talking about with the UFC events or the PFL? Yeah, the PFL is higher rated than LFA, yes. The PFL is a high-level professional MMA league. They have solid events. I just am not crazy about this Saturday's level of matchmaking. I think the main event is cool. I think the featured fight is cool. I think that the featured prelim is good. So we'll see, man. I'll figure it out. I'm not opposed to going live for it. I initially planned on it, but I don't know if I'm 100%. Not committing yet. I was going to commit. If it was like the Brussels card, bro, no problem. But I feel like it's one of the weaker PFL cards for the upcoming PFL months. Yes, Contender Series coming in August. I will be covering that shit in depth, dude. I'm doing full card predictions, weigh-in recap show, and I'm going live for the entire card. So it's going to be very good. I'm really looking forward to running it. Best PFL fighter that was signed in the UFC? Signed to the UFC now? Or are you talking about was in the UFC? I'd say, Justin Gaethje was World Series of Fighting. You love it. It reminds you of Tuesday night fights in the USA back in the 90s. A little bit before my time, but I've heard about that through my dad. He would always talk about like Wild World of Sports on a Wednesday and shit. Came to the UFC from PFL. Recent addition. Well, it's from Bellator, technically. Yaroslav Amosov, recent addition. Who else? There's got to be more. I'm not thinking of. Boom. Carlos Leal. Yo, I'm hyped for my first MMA event this weekend. PFL, I'm hyped as fuck. Hey, W on that. You'll love it live. It's a good main card, George Alonso. For watching in person, it's a good card. You'll be fine. But just, I was complaining about it from a streaming perspective. I don't know yet. Well, LFA produces talent for the UFC. PFL, it's his own thing, This is an interesting note. When is PFL coming to Tampa? August. Supposedly on the same night, Fluffy Hernandez comes back. So, yeah, unfortunate, dude. I was like, oh, shit, if there's no UFC that weekend, I'll go to PFL Tampa. But nope. I don't know. You know what? I'll reach out to PFL and say if they want me on the live broadcast, you know what I'm saying? We'll do it. You don't understand how special it is. UFC's coming back to NorCal. Tell me why it's so special, bro. I don't know why. Fluffy RoboCop Sacramento. Dude, it's a can't miss card. The PFL main event that night, Ketlin Vieira versus Chris Cyborg, which is actually not a bad fight. It's a good matchup. All right. There's no pictures for our first fighters of the night. That's kind of annoying, but it's all good. All good. Damn, it's fucking thundering loud as shit outside. Okay. We're going to get into it in the next couple minutes. Make sure you guys hit that like button for the stream. Going to be live for, an hour and a half or so. And then obviously the PFL picks as well. And I don't know, potential PFL fight companion this weekend. I'll say potential. I'm not guaranteeing it. I want to see how I feel after the UFC stream, to be honest. I'm going to be live for like 6 hours. If it was a stacked PFL card, I wouldn't be apprehensive, AG, the motherfucking man. Good luck this weekend. Hey, thank you, Jerry Hernandez. At worst, maybe I'll do like a featured prelim and up, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel. The UFC can only outdo Freedom 250 with an Italy card at the Coliseum, which financially, it ain't happening, dude. They're not doing that. It'll cost way too much money. Way too much money. All right, I do want to get into this thing. We got some fights to discuss from a prop betting perspective, of course, and, obviously having a good time. This first fight of the night, Tahir Abdullaev versus Jefferson Nascimento. I'll get the poll up for you guys in just a moment. They're both debuting on this card, and I have to tell you, it feels kind of like a contender series fight on a UFC card where, you have talented prospects with pretty good records facing off, and we'll see who the UFC keeps around. Now, Abdullaev is a local to the region. He also is the naturally bigger guy. So this fight is taking place at 170 pounds, which is Tahir Abdullaev's more natural weight class. Nascimento has fought at 170 pounds pre-LFA. So that's just something to know. But he is the LFA lightweight champion. He's a pretty crafty striker. I think it's a coin flip fight. I kind of lean Abdullaev, but like barely. I want to see them face off tomorrow. I'm actually very weigh-in focused on this fight as far as a final prediction will go because, we don't know how either one of these guys are showing up. Abdullaev, pretty thick. He's got big traps and stuff like that. I don't know how he's going to look on the scale. He has looked a little pudgy in previous fights. Jefferson Nascimento, pretty lean, but like I said, he is naturally a lightweight going up to 170. Now, Abdullaev has never been knocked out and seems to have a pretty good chin. Nascimento was dropped with a spinning elbow in his last fight, so potentially Nascimento live to get hurt here by a durable Abdullaev. The question comes down to, is Nascimento going to be better at 170, without the weight cut? How is it going to affect him that he fought less than a month ago and now he's getting a fight across the world in, Azerbaijan against Tahir Abdullaev? It's one of those types of matchups, right? Where it's very much unknown, but I kind of feel a slight push towards the local. I'll go with the local to kick start with a W, but just like I'm feeling, the books are feeling the same way. The odds on this fight are essentially even, and I don't even see prop betting options at the moment. I will see if they exist elsewhere, but I don't see any prop betting options here. Let's find out. I'll check Hard Rock because I don't see them on Fight Odds, which is just, Fight Odds is a good overview. All right. I don't even see the odds for the fight there. What the hell? No props. They don't even have over-unders. Abdullaev minus 120, Nascimento plus 100. So to me, this first fight just screams, let's see what these guys have. The props will most likely be there tomorrow. So after the weigh-ins, expect a more elaborate breakdown. For the sake of today's show, lean Abdullaev with a lot of nervousness. Like I feel this, bit of apprehension because like I do think Nascimento is faster than him. I don't know. Abdullaev been a bit of a can crusher as of late, but like he does seem to have some knockout power. So yeah, dude, kind of a wild card matchup, I would call this one. And not one that I would waste money betting on. I think there's some fun betting spots on this card. This fight, not for me. Unless somebody at the weigh-ins looks botched or somebody looks savage, I think best thing you can do with a matchup like this is enjoy yourself. And you figure out, okay, are either one of these guys worth, potentially in a later time betting on? If you're looking at it from a betting perspective, just an enjoyment perspective, I'll just hope for a good fight. I just hope for a fun matchup. All right. Let's keep running up this card. Next fight on it, Bekzat Almakhan versus John Matsumoto. So I look at this fight and I say to myself, Bekzat has had a very difficult early UFC matchmaking. I mean, 2 out of the 3 guys that he has fought are very, very skillful, one of which being the number 1 contender in the weight class, the other one being maybe the number 1 prospect in the weight class, and Alexandre Topuria and Umar Nurmagomedov. These are 2 wild matchups in comparison now to John Matsumoto, who's okay, but has losses to Rob Font and Farid Basharat. Not the same level of threat as an Umar Nurmagomedov, and Alexandre Topuria, a different style than a pure kickboxer in Farid Basharat or a washed boxer in Rob Font. I think that Bekzat Almakhan is a smart pick in this fight. As far as how this matchup goes, just eliminate the betting side. I think his boxing is superior to John Matsumoto. I think he's a step faster than John Matsumoto. And I really favor Bekzat Almakhan in the wrestling too. I feel like almost all areas Bekzat has an edge, maybe besides kicks. I would say Matsumoto might be a little snappier with the leg kicks and the body kicks, but not enough so where I view those as like massive advantages. Matsumoto, he's a stocky 5'6" with kind of a long torso, doesn't have the longest leg reach ever. Bekzat Almakhan, more of a lanky build. They might have the same wingspan, but I feel like Bekzat has the longer limbs regardless. And I think Bekzat has a clear-cut advantage in boxing. I feel like Bekzat Almakhan should land some pretty clean punches, should be able to keep up the pace with Matsumoto. I anticipate a good hard-fought 3-rounder, but one of which Bekzat Almakhan has got to be in the running to do some good work in. So my pick for this fight is going to be Bekzat Almakhan. What I found surprising is the fact that Bekzat is a plus 140 underdog. I didn't anticipate him to be the underdog at all. Of course, I knew he was the dog, hearing about it late last week, and I was like, no fucking way. Bekzat as a dog here is kind of madness to me. And then I think about what I feel the Gene Matsumoto style brings to the table. It's a really difficult matchup for Gene. And for him to be a minus 160 favorite, I feel like the odds could almost be flipped in the other direction. I think Matsumoto is only at slight favorite status simply because he has a better UFC record, obviously, some wins against lower level comp. I think we're looking at a Beksat Almakhan showcase chance. I really like the idea of Beksat straight down the center and money lining it. But of course, we're on the PropAholics show, so we got to try and find some, prop thunder that we can consider. Almakhan by decision at plus 350. I don't think that's a crazy take at all. Beksat does have some knockout ability, to be fair, but I could certainly see him taking it home on the judges' scorecards. I feel like high likelihood of this being a relatively close 3-round fight where Beksat does a bit more over the 15 minutes. Now, looking towards the over-unders, over 2.5 rounds, minus 220. It's an ugly line. It's not really a line financially that catches my eye. I know some folks might be thinking Almakhan could end up landing the kill shot. Almakhan wins over a round and a half is plus 200. But the way that I prefer gambling, I would rather just go confident on the money line or more degen on the prop, as opposed to kind of being stuck in the middle ground with Almakhan over 1.5 at plus 200. It's one thing if he was the favorite. If he was minus 160 and this over 1.5 Almakhan win was plus 200, then I'd be like, yeah, we're cooking up something nice. But the fact that you can just get a straight underdog money line, the smarter strategy would be just money line it. So I think just money line the dog has got to be an option. Now, some will be on the side of Matsumoto in chat. I'm looking at like 30%. So I will give you guys what I think is the Matsumoto most likely outcome. On the contrary, I think it would be him on the cards. Matsumoto by decision at, plus 115. I see plus 140 there. I don't know how accurate that is. Let me actually check that out because that seems a little bit far-fetched. Matsumoto by decision. I'm seeing plus 130 actually. So, all right, it's plus 130 instead. And then Almakhan by decision on my book is plus 350. So that's accurate. That's good to see. Nothing else really calling for me though. Yeah, could Almakhan land the kill? I guess, but the opposition has good durability. The other side is tough, And then let's look towards the spread side of things. Beksat plus 3.5. No way. Minus 175. Matsumoto minus 3.5 plus 135. Wow. Interesting. Beksat plus 3.5 at minus 175. Okay. I mean, I think at the worst he wins a round. I don't think he's getting finished here. So the pick obviously being Beksat Almakhan. I'm going to throw the props up in 1 second. Confidence level in Yak and Donchenko for a finish, pretty high. It's got to be pretty high. I mean, the odds of a cooking are absolutely in play. I think so. Almakhan wins the chat poll, by the way. Decision is the most likely outcome. Agreed, Colorado Combat Zone. Win or lose, Matsumoto fights for your coin. I agree with that. Matsumoto's a dog. That's why I like Almakhan on the cards. I think he'll be pushed, but I think Almakhan can outstrike him over the full 15 and maybe take him down a couple of times as well. Matsumoto by decision. Listen, Xbox King Cam, it's there. Get your votes up in. Let's see what the people got cooked up for this fight. You're seeing Matsumoto KO at plus 1,200. Wow. That's wild. But I don't think he wins by KO. I'd be rather surprised. I don't think Matsumoto wins in general, but if he were to win, I don't think it's KO. I think it's got to be decision. You go on Matsumoto decision. I respect it. Almakhan plus 3.5 should be a lock. At minus 175, it's not a terrible option, man. It's a likely outcome, I feel. I'm with you on that. Yeah, it's the current lineup, man. Let's fucking go, Aiden. What's up, bro? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, 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 oh. Torres and Ruziboev by sub is my best sprinkle. Now, are you saying you're going Torres by sub 2 or Ruziboev sub Torres money line? You got Matsumoto by decision as well. Money line dog is always live after last pay-per-view. Listen, after the last card, bro, we can't use the word as well in anything. You could say also, you could say to, you could say and, but as well, banned in the chat. As well as banned after that Bolaños performance. Even just using it as a word. You got to find a synonym for it, my boy. Almakhan KO plus 325. Almakhan finish only minus 130. I mean, listen, he could cook up a finish. That's why I like the money line. But Matsumoto's pretty fucking tough. My apologies. Also, hey, W hated Sabatsu. That's funny as shit. Aswell banned. Banned, bro. Banned. It can't be said anymore. It can't be said, bro. You may have just cursed your Matsumoto bet too, Aiden. I don't know, bro. You might have to run out and cash out type shit. I don't know, bro. I'd be worried. I'd be worried if I was you. Almakhan is winning the people's vote, though, which is good. He hit 60%. As far as the best prop, I got it loaded in right now. Let's see what the people have decided. So, the best prop. Wow, y'all surprising me. The chat has decided Matsumoto by decision. I'm in complete disagreement, of course, because I like the other side, but that was the one Matsumoto line, so I guess I can't be too surprised. They don't give me enough options for votes. I wish I had 6 voting options, but I do like the dog money line on the side of Beksat Almakhan. That is what I am interested in betting on. You know what I'm saying, Doug Funny? Exactly. You know what I mean. You know. I'm riding with Almakhan to get it done. I think scorecards. I think competitive fight. But I think a good performance from the side of Beksat. I do. I really like Beksat a lot, guys. I think it was like 100-1 for both. Matsumoto by decision sounds great. Do you get more for a parlay with the fight to go decision? I think he goes distance, but I don't think he's winning the decision. Yo, AJ, do you have verdict account? I do not have a verdict account. No, never used it. All right, let's keep climbing this card, chat. Let's keep climbing, bro. Next fight, Danil Donchenko versus Theodore Berggren. I don't know why Donchenko doesn't have a picture. The guy's the Ultimate Fighter winner. I see why Berggren doesn't, but Donchenko no picture is crazy. So these are the two guys that are fighting. Okay. Obviously, you know Danil Donchenko. Tough winner, violent striker. Everything you like about Muay Thai and MMA because he blends it well with mixed martial arts as opposed to like Matsumoto in the fight prior, kind of stuck in his Muay Thai ways, which I think is inefficient for higher level MMA. Not awful, not impossible for success, but it just creates some flaws in the stand up. You'll be a lot slower with your punching. You'll be less powerful with your punching. And, your kicks are good, but it's not a Muay Thai fight. It's mixed martial arts. Donchenko, on the other hand, nasty elbows, very clean, and a more elusive Muay Thai striking style, which I really like. I think he's winning this fight by a knockout, dude. I'd be really surprised to see his opponent survive. That's the first thing. So obviously, maybe you're thinking to yourself, inside distance at minus 200 because you don't want to run the risk, which from a parlay perspective, I will say this statement. From a parlay perspective, my mentality on DGen parlays at times, or even not fully DGen, but like wanting to find some, plus money, I would rather play minus 200 for a Donchenko finish as opposed to Donchenko knockout at minus 160, just off the off chance that you see, hey, Donchenko ends up dropping him. Well, the neck is there. Donchenko has 2 wins by submission. He did win by submission prior to the UFC in 2024. I'm not saying that's the most likely outcome. No, I think it's knockout. But like, I get the mentality of the safer side. My day's been pretty good, dog. Yeah. I got Jersey Girl playing UFC 6 like a phenom. She's playing it right now. I hear her in the other room playing it. She's still on it. She's figuring it out as she goes. She's getting some wins now on normal difficulty against the CPU, which is good. Berggren, average fight goes how long? Looking at his resume, because I don't know the average number off the top of my head. 2 decision losses. He has 3 first-round finish wins by knockout, 3 by sub. So 6 first-round finishes, 1 second-round finish, and then 1 third-round finish. Both of those knockouts. And then he does have a submission loss. He's never been knocked out as a pro, but he's also never fought a violent striker like this. I mean, this is a rather serious jump in competition. You know what I'm saying? It's a scary jump in comp. Favorite fighter for her? In the game, she likes Olberg a lot, but she's trying to find the flow with several. The Jersey wife, bro. The Jersey wife. Donchenko is 100% of the chat's pick. Nobody is taking the risk on Berggren. I didn't think you guys would. How can we make some plus money? This is what I need to do for you guys. We got to find a way that we can get plus money with Donchenko. So let me cook up a parlay. All right. For the fight to go under 2.5 rounds, I am already expecting a terrible line. And it's under 2.5 at minus 275, which is like surprisingly not bad. Donchenko to win by knockout under 2.5 rounds, minus 120. That's not bad though. What the fuck? Donchenko KO under 2.5, minus 120. Not shabby. Now, if he was to win by submission, you're more of a D-gen chaser. You think maybe he clubs and sub. Submission is plus 750. And I'm going to throw a decision at you guys for those that think it might go a little longer, plus 450. So several options on the table for the voters, man. Pretty cool. As Mike Finch seen the comments on the money line. Dude, I don't know if he's seen him yet. He hasn't said anything to me about it, I'll have to mention it to him, though, next week. We have a fun money line planned for next week. Should I spoil it and let you guys know? Fuck it. Yeah, I'll tell you guys now. So Finch and I were discussing doing a members, and actually, we were just saying subscribers. You don't even have to be a member. A subscribers join the live. Ask us questions live. So it's essentially a money line Q&A, but not just the chat Q&A, is that you guys can join the show live and ask us questions about anything MMA related. If you want to, I guess, keep it more personal, you could really ask anything. Early PropAholics, J, have to, bro. The card's on early, and I want to get, dude, PropAholics gets killed in my algorithm sometimes, not because the show isn't good, but because the weigh-in show drops so soon after, it never really gets time to like have a life of its own. So only the hardcores end up tuning in. But on the White House week, it ran like, a typical show did, and ended up getting some momentum. So getting it out early is what I'm trying to do. You did knock me out in 30 seconds. Yeah, Tony Ferguson versus Benny Dariush. I was trying to swing wild. Jersey Girl did it. You just got your ass beat by the computer being Sean Brady and you being Usman. Honestly, that's not a terrible L because Usman's stand-up is a little meh. That's funny as fuck. All right, chat. Get your votes up in here. Let's get this thing cooking. Donchenko KO seems free. Adding 5 hashtags is perfect for the algorithm. That's good to know. I've never heard that before. I always thought 3 was better. Well, I'll have to add 5 hashtags. When are you doing a UFC 6 live stream? Bro, I did it Tuesday. I'll probably do it again this coming Tuesday. Limits are meant to be broken. It starts in the mind. Consistency is key. Perseverance strengthens consistency. Hope everyone in the chat comes up a spectacular year. WAJ, don't bet the house ever. Hey, W certified MMA fan. W, bro. You're buying UFC 6 to beat Gaan's asses, Pereira. Enjoy. Enjoy. I've yet to play with Cyril Gane, but he just reminded me that I wanted to try him out. I want to start a career mode in the game, but I'm just undecided on what weight class. I was thinking about making a chubby heavyweight and just running it as a 5'10" fat heavyweight and just slugging bombs and seeing what happens. Then I was also like, should I make a Muay Thai, like a fat Muay Thai striker? I think that's what I might do. Do I have any plans for the off week? Yes. Channel update. Sunday, full card predictions for UFC 329. I figure I get them out a week early for you guys. If there's any changes to the card, I'll do a follow-up updated video the next Sunday. Moneyline, live, Q&A style. Subscribers join the show. Tuesday, thinking we run a gaming stream galore. Wednesday, a lunchtime live. Thursday, I have no idea. Friday, I have no idea. Saturday, nothing. Actually, no. Friday, probably nothing. Saturday, probably nothing. Probably Saturday off and Friday off. MMA news, reactions, whatever comes out. If there's a big fight announcement or if there's any more drama involving Dustin Poirier, I'll do a video. I wanted to do a video, honestly, on it, but I missed the fucking boat on that one because I was focused on the betting show. Jamal Hill Blob Maxing, yes, and I'm actually a fan of Blob Max Jamal Hill. I think him at heavyweight, dude, he'll lay out some schlubs. I think him and Derek Lewis would be sick. I think he can potentially knock him out. I don't think he's going on a title path or anything, but I think Jamal Hill can beat some sloppy heavyweights, even looking like a slob himself. Bana. Chat, we're at 27 likes, and we just passed the 30-minute mark a couple of minutes ago. Let's get 30 likes up in here. I do want a little YouTube algorithm boost for this stream. So let's get 30 likes cooking. Donchenko by knockout appears to be the masses call for this fight. And they seem to love under 2.5 by KO. So if you think he's getting the finish under 2.5 by knockout specifically, -120 is our line. Bro, I'm sneaky with these fucking random over-under method props, dude. That's my shit. That's my shit. Bro, Hill versus Lewis at heavyweight would be sick. It would be sick, bro. You can't tell me otherwise. That would be sick. Jamal Hill at heavyweight going to do better than people expect? Fair. Why haven't more fighters done the Hackett thing? Because it's not in their personality. Oh. I think it's because there's this slight fear of taking on these big, powerful guys. Hackett hasn't run into it yet. But what happens when a big boy holds their ground and lands a good right hand? When Waldo catches him, when he defends a takedown. You know what I'm saying? A Sergey Pavlovich. Why? Francis Ngannou is why. You know? Tom Aspinall is why. Cyril Gane is why. Sergey Pavlovich is why. Alexander Volkov is why. Yes, they can cook some of the unranked guys and definitely beat some of the ranked guys that are more meh. And I'm not saying Hackett is going to lose, but you're saying why haven't more just light heavyweights or smaller guys done that? I think it's because there are some fucking killers at the tippy top of heavyweight where there's like terrifying intent. Granted, you know, same can be said with Carlos Ulberg at the top of light heavyweight. But I don't know. I think it's a little bit of fear of, you know, fighting one of these giants like Pavlovich. That's scary as fuck. Sergey Pavlovich is a terrifying force to be reckoned with. And I don't blame anybody for not wanting to fight Sergey Pavlovich, dude. He is a literal fucking monster. All right, let me get the poll going for the next fight. All right. Let's keep on moving up the card. We'll keep on conversating, but we got to keep on moving. Next fight is Kaan Ofli versus Javier Reyes. So Kaan Ofli is coming in with a grappling advantage, but with a massive deficiency in striking. So much so that though Javier Reyes is incredibly flawed, I think he's really live to knock Kaan Ofli out on the feet. Now, with that being said, okay, Kaan Ofli's ground game is a little bit scary, and Javier Reyes' ground game seems okay, but I don't know how good it really is. I don't know. I'm not going to lie to you guys and say, I know exactly how good he is on the ground. I don't know. What I do know is Javier Reyes is way better at boxing. Yeah, he's got some weird quirks, but Javier Reyes will tune Kaan Ofli up on the feet. Kaan Ofli, though, is a scary grappler. Back control is nasty. He's jacked as fuck. He's strong, and those short-ass limbs, they allow him to be so tight around the body. Kaan Ofli is a nasty grappling matchup for Reyes. But Reyes is a good pressure fighter. Reyes is a good volume puncher. And I think Reyes is live to land some shots on Kaan Ofli here. I really think that Kaan Ofli's striking is rather mid. And I don't feel he brings much of a stand-up threat to Reyes. And Reyes' last fight, I'm seeing it in chat. Yes, he was dropped by Douglas Silva de Andrade. But Douglas Silva de Andrade has the Muay Thai. Excuse me. Has the Brazilian Muay Thai. He's got some tricky overhands and stuff. Kaan Ofli's stand-up is really not much. You know, Kaan Ofli's striking has never been good. So I think you have a one-trick pony in Kaan Ofli versus an MMA fighter with good striking in Reyes. So I feel like I gotta favor MMA striking with defensive grappling as opposed to singular pathways to success. I feel like Ofli needs grappling control in like a panic state, whereas Reyes can strike. Reyes can fight back up to his feet. Like, I'm not terribly as worried about Reyes in any area. Like, yes, he could lose the grappling scrambles and whatnot to Ofli. I'm not saying he couldn't, but you get what I mean. As far as like damage done, Reyes could fucking knock Ofli out in the first minute if he lands. Whereas, like, does Ofli sub Reyes in a minute? I don't think so. So I'm going to go towards Reyes to find the finish, even though he's a bit flawed in some of his striking defense. In a matchup like this, let's only look at what he does well on the feet. He's got good cardio, good volume, and power, and he overwhelms people. And if you're pressuring a wrestler and you're throwing straight punches, it's going to be really hard for them to take you down. If Reyes doesn't really just back up and kind of throw wild shit, like, Kaan Ofli is going to have a really hard time getting at these takedowns. If Reyes holds ground and controls real estate, Reyes wins. Yes, I agree. Genghis Khan is a top-tier nickname. Kaan Ofli has a great nickname. True. But just like Street Buddha, the great nickname won't protect you inside of the octagon. What's up, God Blinicus? How you feeling, bro? I think most effective damage is more likely done by Reyes. So it's either Reyes winning the fight or it's Ofli subbing. Now, granted, last time out, Ofli got a robbery decision. I don't know if you guys all remember it. Maybe some of you saw it. A lot of you probably did. Yija won that fight without question, and they gave it to Kaan Ofli. I don't think that happens again here. And I'll also emphasize one more point that I actually have said earlier in the week. I said it during Moneyline, but I don't know if you guys heard Moneyline or not. Yija, who had Kaan Ofli badly hurt on the feet, is a grappler. Yija is a grappler first. He's not that good of a striker. I think Reyes is a better striker than Yija. I think Yija hits hard and is, pretty durable, but he's not like a very crafty, slick striker in any way. or like high volume dog attack. He's just like kind of technical and found big shots on a relative striking stiff in Kaan Ofli. So I just want to make sure that's known that we saw Ofli in big trouble on the feet against a grappler. I think Reyes should be able to pull this one out. He's 23-5. He's on a nice 3-fight win streak. Yes, it's not UFC all the way through, but he beat Douglas Silva de Andrade. And I feel like Kaan Ofli, he beat Ricardo Ramos, but Ramos doesn't even try to win fights, dude. Ramos probably threw that fight. I won't even lie to you, bro. I think that fight was fucking rigged, bro. Ramos was a -200 favorite, and he gets subbed in round 1, and he's a grappler. I think Ramos threw that fight and bet on the other side. I think Ramos is a fucking bum, and he's cut from the UFC now. And then on the other side of the Yizha fight, I thought Yizha won. So, one legit UFC win, one suspect UFC win, and then 2 Ultimate Fighter victories, yes, but still clearly lost the debut in the finale and to Muhammad Naimov. I'm going to favor Reyes with a nice reach advantage with some striking power to do more damage and probably threaten to the finish. Now, as far as the betting odds for the fight, they're not all that exciting if you're looking for props on the side of Reyes knockout. A Reyes KO sits at +215, which, that's cool, or +225 if you're lucky. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's not great. It's decent, for a favorite. You're getting more than 2-1 odds for him to win by knockout, which I think makes sense. Historically, if you look at Reyes' fighting career, he has 11 wins by knockout with 8 submission wins. I'm not saying it's likely he does get a submission, but there could be a pathway to club and sub. But again, I don't really love the inside distance. What if they went longer? This prop bet inside is, to me, not my favorite. I don't really find myself wanting to throw heat at the Reyes fight. Now, Ofli by submission at +700 doesn't feel like a crazy read. Ofli sub +7. There's a pathway where Ofli wins by sub. If Ofli is on point, getting the back, controlling the position, things could be trouble for Reyes. This fight to go over 2.5 rounds, +100, under 2.5 rounds, -120. Honestly, I need some of the chat's help on this one, because I'll put a Reyes KO on an Ofli sub, but I don't really feel much else. What are you guys thinking in chat? Run that Reyes by 3rd round or decision. Okay. Reyes round 3 or decision currently sits at +185. I don't love betting it like that, but yeah, it does give you the option if it goes distance. Reyes round 3 or decision. What if he gets in round 2, you're cooked. But if that's what you want, I'll put it down for you. I don't know. This fight just, it don't sit right for me. Who was a more shocking win, Justin or Sean? Is an entire video that should be dissected. I think for me, the Justin win. Hamza had close fights. Ilya had a close moment one time. He's destroying everybody. But both similar, man. Toporia's win, or rather, Toporia's loss is more decisive. Now, I think this card does have some serious finishing potential for sure. Hey, W206 Stoner, what's up, bro? Yeah, smash the like button if you're tuning in. It's an early PropAholics show, doing it at a respectable time. Respectable time. Why? Because we got PFL picks to do tonight. So my plan, stream now, then gym it up, and then PFL when I get home. That is the Big J plan of the week. Hamza was so unstoppable to me after the DDP win. I was shocked by that more. For me, it was Topuria. Not that I didn't think Hamza was most likely going to win. Topuria, it's because his style seemed to match up well with Gaethje. Precise boxing, insane power. Gaethje's been rocked. He's been hit. He's been dropped. The fight game's crazy. The fight game is crazy. We need an all-American card. All-American card. Gaethje and Strickland, both defending belts. You like my Bruno Ferreira pick? Hey, thank you, dude. It's a good DJ call. Jim for the W. Thanks, dog. I feel good, man. You might have been in the minority here, but the Gaethje fight reminded me of when he fought Tony. The clinic performance he put on Tony is similar. The thing is, though, I thought that Topuria was close as fuck to finishing round 2. Me and Jersey Girl both go to the gym at the same time. We don't always do the same workouts, but we'll do like today doing legs. So she'll do some of the mobility with me. I'm doing like a full mobility workout before I squat. I'm very into mobility these days, bro. I'm at the age now where it's like either you're going to be loose, limber, and mobile, or you're going to be like sore, tight, and injured. And yeah, I'd rather be loose, limber, and mobile, bro. So I'm focused on mobility with a lot of my training. Not that I'm not lifting normally. I'm still pressing. I'm still squatting, and shit. But really just want to be like more limber and just have generally just good overall like athletic ability still. Topuria was way smaller. True. True statement. Topuria was smaller. True. All right, chat. So of the 3 props, we got a competitive battle going on. We'll see what ends up hitting. My prediction, Reyes KO, the value play of Ofli sub, or the call from chat of Reyes round 3 or decision. Tony did land the uppercut of death, but as far as the fight was going, he was more dominated. You think Charles Johnson's very live? I think Almabayev wins, but like I don't want to bet on that fight, One of those situations. You see Ofli gassing in the second. I'm going Reyes KO because Ofli on the feet is going to be a step too slow. He's going to get busted up. He's going to be uncomfortable. We've seen it, bro. We've seen it time and time again. I'm not thinking anything different. He's going to get tuned up when they strike. I'd say this. Paramount, I wish that they showed all of the walkouts. I wish I could pay an extra $25 a month. Yeah, I said 25. I'll pay an extra $25 a month so I can see every single walkout. Every single walkout. I would pay an extra $25 for that. 100%. No apprehension. I'd sign up for it right now. If there was a ad-free UFC option where I pay a premium price tag, $25 extra a month on top of the Paramount deal for a UFC ad-free, I would definitely pay for it. It's crazy. I stopped going to the gym, didn't work out for 2 weeks now. I'm eating junk and becoming a little chubby. It feels so bad. Yeah, it happens quick, bro. When I went on vacation and got back, I felt like a bag of bones the first week. This is my first week back on business and feeling better, but still, like you get in the recovery period. Yeah. I would love to get all the walkouts. What's up, Useless? I'm glad you agree, my boy. How do you guys like the early PropAholics, dude? I'm fucking loving it. I've been wanting to try an earlier PropAholics show. And this week, the timing couldn't have lined up better. So I'm like, let me just run it early today. And then I'll drop a PFL video tonight. So it's a win-win for the people that enjoy the content. I want to see the Nascimento face off too. I want to see that too. Shara Bullet wins over 1.5 with Colombia plus 300. Hey, I don't know about Colombia, but I know about Shara Bullet. Should hit. Should hit, dude. Reyes KO at plus 225 is the chat's pick. In second place is the Ofli sub, but rather uncompetitive, man. Because in third place is still a Reyes pick. Love it, and you're off today? Good. You can't make the late ones. Good timing. I'm glad to hear it. Listen, man, I really wanted to try this time slot because I'm like, man, it'd be so nice to do the stream earlier in the day, full of energy, as opposed to like after the fucking gym. So I'm enjoying this too. I'm glad you guys are. We're on the same wavelength, chat. All right, we do have to keep running up the card. I still got props to talk about, and we're still less than halfway there. I'm having a great time, bro. I'm going on my side tangents galore over here. Holy shit. All right. Poll is up for the chat. Bing, bang, boom. Get your votes up in here. And let's run it. Next fight up the card. Nursultan Ruziboev and Andrey Pulyaev. So my pick for this fight is going to be Nursultan Ruziboev. I think he's able to outwork Pulyaev. I feel like mixing in some takedown attempts is a good strategy, but Pulaev's not really bankrupt anywhere. I don't think this is a destructive one-round performance for Ruziboev. What I think this is, it's going to come down to the veteran savviness. Ruziboev's 47-fight MMA veteran. This is fight number 48. He's got a shitload of wins by submission. What has he got? 20 wins by sub as a pro. I think that's a factor here. So the Ruziboev jiu-jitsu threat on Pulyaev. Pulyaev is a decent 10-4 prospect, but still 10-4 as a pro. The Nick Klein win was a good comeback. Nick Klein's not high level. Liam Anderson was his win on Contender Series. He never fought after that. Like, he doesn't really have a very deep resume in Andrey Pulyaev. He has his claim to fame, which is like, hey, I went to decision with a Tebogatier. That just tells me, okay, seems to be relatively durable, has decent MMA defense, but like, what are we really talking about here, I think Ruziboev's the smarter pick. I think Ruziboev wins the fight. I'm not crazy about a minus 210 money line, but I fully get it because of Ruziboev's veteran savviness and the fact that he's undefeated in the UFC at 185. His only loss is at 170. I don't know how the fuck he made 170. Now let's look at prop betting here. So Ruziboev by submission. This doesn't make sense to me. The guy has 20 subs. I'm not saying it's the lock, right, at fucking plus 1,000. But you're telling me Ruziboev by sub is 10-1 odds? I don't really get it. I don't get it. I think Ruziboev has a chance to win by submission. Is Pulyaev that elite of a grappler? I don't think he's that good. I do wonder how Brian Battle Ruziboev would have played out too. Yeah. Now, there's a chance that Ruziboev on the cards happens. Of course. Ruziboev by decision, plus 250. That's in your face. Ruziboev to win over 1.5. Let's see if I got a better line. Let's find out. Nursultan Ruziboev. If you go Ruziboev to win, plus over 1.5, plus 115. Ruziboev wins over 1.5, plus 115. And then over 2 is plus 200. But at that point, you just go in decision. This you're saying, hey, maybe he gets a finish, but not early. Over 1.5, plus 115. Ruziboev wins by submission over 1.5, plus 2,000. We'll put a DJ in that. This is, we're just having a good time. You know what I'm saying? That'd be wild. Pulyaev by decision. Okay. Over 1.5 with the sub is plus 2,000, guys. That's a little sneaky big J thunderous call. Is it a lock? No. At plus 2,000, we're having a good time. Dude has too many miles? Maybe. If you like the opposite side, Pulyaev to win this fight by a decision is 5-1 odds. Wow. I'm seeing even plus 525. I'll put that down. If you like Pulyaev, him winning by a decision is the most likely outcome. If you like Ruziboev, I think him winning over a round and a half makes so much sense. And you get plus money for it. I think the fight going over 1.5 is incredibly likely. Maybe you're just into an over 1.5. It's minus 190. It's not even like out of the realm of possibility to just play an over 1.5 on this spot. So if that's something you're considering, I don't think you're crazy for thinking about running an over 1.5 because the odds of an early finish just seem rather improbable based upon the stylistic clash Now, of course, it's the fucking fight game. So you could go over 1.5 and then, with a Ruziboev win by finish or win by sub as a little degen hedge. But I think the fight does go over. That degenerate over with the sub is crazy, right? For plus 2,000? That's wild to me. All right. There we go. Votes are up. Votes is up. Get your votes up in the pool, yeah. Get your votes up in the poll, yeah. Get your votes up, man. Oh. You're going to gamble on the Russian Pulyaev. Respect to the Russian onslaught. The experience is all on Ruziboev, but Pulyaev displayed great IQ and durability against Yakhyaev. Great? I don't know about great. He still got whooped. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's not overglaze a loss, please. He got his ass handed to him. But he went the distance. But he still got whooped. Like, yes, respect to him going long, but he got his ass handed to him. What's my little bro's channel for PFL picks? I got you, bro. I got you, bro. Let me get you the link. I'm also doing PFL tonight, so I'm going to surprise everybody with a little PFL thunder. Lil bro has the PFL picks already, though. So if you guys are looking for some PFL, he needs some more views. He needs a little more, bro. He needs the people hyping him up. Lil Bro J's PFL breakdown is right there. Alex Talks Fights. Give it a watch. Give it a listen. Give it a like. Give it a W. Give him a subscribe. He's at 1,200 subscribers, man. We got to get him to 1,500. Ruziboev over 1.5 at plus 115 is like a chat lock at 52%. I love that shit. I love that shit. I love it. Yeah. That's the way. I love it. That's the way. I love it. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, bada bing, bada boom. W solution. W, bro. All right. We got to keep climbing up the card. We're almost at the main card. This next fight is rather easy. We just got to see how we can make plus money happen for the sake of, prop betting. So next fight up the card is a setup fight. It's Abdullaev Yakhyaev versus Julius Walker. It's not much of like a no-brainer pick or anything like that. No, it is, dude. What the fuck? It's a total washout. I don't really think this fight requires too much thought. It would be a shocking upset and a terrible prospect busting if Julius Walker wins. And I don't think he does, because his striking is rather mid. It's not like he's this big knockout puncher. If he was a big puncher, it would be like, oh, well, maybe he can defend a takedown and land. But his striking is pretty basic, a little bit wild with his hooks, a little bit awkward on the feet. Koi Cat, excuse me. Thank you for the hype, bro. I appreciate you. I feel like Yakhyaev, boxing advantage with more power, grappling edge. You got to favor the Chechen, submission threat. What can Julius Walker do? Is he going to clinch his way to a win? Like maybe Julius Walker survives 5 minutes and then we get to round 2. But I think Abdullaev Yakhyaev is just too fucking violent of a fighter. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's just too violent of a mixed martial artist with too much threat of a knockout or a submission. I favor violence, and I feel like Walker against lower level guys, he smashed a few cans, but I don't know, dude. That fucking Cicada fight has me thinking he got a lucky debut against Menafield and he did all right because Rakhman Yakhyaev killed him in 30 seconds. Walker's looking uncomfortable in a 3-round battle with him. You know what I'm saying? So I think Yakhyaev, obviously a lock to win, money line wise, it's a 6-1 line. Oh, yeah. It's not anything crazy as far as like you can't really go chase value on the money line. You got to find something. So then you're like, okay, well, inside distance, right? Inside distance, minus 300. Maybe in a parlay. Yakhyaev by KO, plus 165. Definitely possible, but he has 5 submissions. And his past 2 wins, he's gotten subs. His style, regardless of having some knockout power, is more of submission threat first. How does he get it done? First round sub. Yakhyaev wins by sub round number 1. And it's plus 215. That's not even worth it. You know what I'm saying? Becomes one of those fights where it's like the gambling side could end up being, I hate to say it, but kind of hard to find like any value. You kind of got to just ride with a bit of confidence on something a little uglier. So like Yakhyaev by finish, I'm confident in. Throw that in a parlay, but it's not a straight bet. And on this show, we're looking for a lot of straight calls. So submission is plus 150. I think he wins by sub. I think he probably wins by sub under 1.5. That's plus 220. That's not great. I don't love it. Okay, let's see. He wins by submission in round number 1, plus 250. But if it gets to round 2, it's plus 1100. So, if you want to wait it out, like you could run it with Yakhyaev wins round 2 sub, or Yakhyaev just wins in round 2. You get a decent line. All right, let me just fucking copy and paste how you spell this man's name. I still can't get it right. Covered this guy all week. I can't figure out how to spell his name. Let's see. Yakhyaev to win round number 2. Just winning round 2, 5-1 odds. Sub round number 2, plus 1100. Yakhyaev sub round 2, plus 11. 2. Grant, I'm not saying it's a lock, but if we're looking for something, Yakhyaev wins by submission, plus 150. Like, he might get a knockout, to be fair, but I kind of see, hey, W Stormy Norman, what's up, bro? I kind of see Yakhyaev hurting him a little bit on the feet, but then Walker kind of giving up a submission. Like, I can see Walker just turtling up and then giving that neck, and Yakhyaev just strangles him. Yakhyaev wins round 1, just winning round 1. What is it, minus 120? It's kind of shit. Minus 125 for Yakhyaev wins round 1. I'll put it down. But under 1.5 sub Yakhyaev. I don't give a fuck if his name is spelled wrong. Sorry, Yakhyaev. Your name's stressing me out, my boy. All right. There we go. So obviously Yakhyaev is the chat pick. Was there ever a fucking doubt? Was somebody doubting that would be the case? Not me. I don't think anybody is doubting that was the case. My God. Who are the wild fuckers on Julius Walker? Talk about being almost in a can't win fight. This is set up to be a can't win fight for Julius Walker. His chances of winning are fucking low, dude. I would be rather shocked if he was victorious. From a real perspective, from an honest truth stance, just keeping it a buck, dude. I don't think he's got a fucking chance in hell, this guy. I think he is going to get his ass handed to him. Seriously. Not from a stance of fucking being arrogant about it. It's just, there's levels, bro. Yakhyaev is the guy. Yakhyaev is one of the prospects to watch, you know? All right. There we go. Yakhyaev, round 1, minus 125. All right, all right. Let's see what happens with the poll. Chat, also, we're at 42 likes. We just passed the 1 hour mark on stream. If you're enjoying the in-depth early evening prop bet deep dive, make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys smish the like button for me. Yak looks like Mr. Beast is funny as shit. I don't see that at all. I genuinely don't see it, but all right. Yeah, it looks like Mr. Beast to you. That's really interesting. I don't know how you see that. Like, I see it 0% to be 100%, bro. Legitimately 0. I don't see it. You see it? I don't see it. I don't see it, bro. You see it about 35%? Okay. All right. I'll look in person. Well, listen, when the fights start, I'll be thinking of Mr. Beast, and we'll see if I see it then. But as of right now, I do not. Wow, it's a close poll. The Yakhyaev lines, sub round 2, sub round 1, all in a 3-way tie at the moment. I agree. I think he does look more like me, honestly. I don't see the Mr. Beast thing at all. He is going to Mr. Beast check on the parlays for sure. Yakhyaev is not losing to Julius Walker. If he is to lose a UFC fight, I can almost promise you it's not going to be the Julius Walker, okay? Maybe he moves up in the ranks and, you know, he takes on, I don't even know, Robert Whitaker, you know? But, like, I think he's a big boy that's got fucking good physicality and well-rounded skills. This guy could be a problem, dude. Danil, Yakhyaev, and Shar in a parlay for plus. It's definitely not plus 1,992, bro. I know off the top of my head that it is about minus 130 for that line. That's funny as fuck, Jay. That's actually hilarious. All right, chat. Get one more vote in so I can break this tie, please. I want a tiebreaker, dude. I really don't want a 3-way tie. Vote closing in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Closed. First place, Yakhyaev sub, 31%. The confidence on Yakhyaev sub is smart. I agree with that. The other ones, you know, there's value. Sub round 2, 27% confidence from the chat. Look at that. Plus 1,100. But just winning by sub, that makes a lot of sense to me. I think he goes out and cooks him. Yakhyaev, an obvious A side in this spot. And I don't think there's too much thought that really needs to be had. Like, not to sound like a fucking douche. You know, I'm not trying to shit on Walker too much here, but like, bro, He's an opponent in this spot. He's not supposed to be competitive. All right. Farman Hasanov versus Eric Nolan. Listen, dude. This guy's got 5 pro fights, no picture on MMA Fight Center. And you're telling me this fucking guy who got knocked out cold with a fucking head kick 4 fights ago as an amateur is going to beat the all-American gangster from fucking New Jersey and Eric Nolan? Angry Eric Nolan? You thinking Jersey Tough is taking 2 straight L's? I'm not sold on Hasanov. I think he can wrestle. I think he's jacked. I think he looks strong. But I don't know if he's even good. Like, yeah, I see him ground and pounding some mids. And yeah, he's probably allowed the juice in Baku. True. He might be on steroids, so that could also sway the result. But I think Eric Nolan can swing some big shots, bro. If Eric Nolan doesn't get controlled for 15 or ground and pounded into oblivion, like how good is Hasanov? I genuinely don't know. I know American Top Team tends to produce good talent, but it doesn't guarantee that you'll be successful in the UFC, dude. He's 5 fights deep. He's still, pretty new to this MMA shit. He looks like he's on steroids, though. So, yeah, that is a worry. His physique is crazy. We're in Baku. He's probably juiced to the gills. The All-American Eric Nolan pick. It might come back to bite me in the ass, but I would rather stand on the side of Nolan, who's got knockout power, who I think can defend some grappling spots, who's 12 fights deep in his pro career, was on a win streak. We've only seen him in the UFC at 185, though. What happens at 170? What happens if he fends off some takedowns? What happens if Hasanov comes in stiff and gets caught with a big shot over the top? I feel like Eric Nolan could land some kill punches, man. Eric Nolan was at 185 on short notice against Basinger. I think Eric Nolan is still a wild card in this spot. You think Nolan's going to get destroyed? Let's see what Hasanov can do. What is Hasanov's wrestling background? What level did he wrestle at? Because it looks good in MMA. I agree. But what was his wrestling background? Let's find out. He doesn't have a well-documented high-level wrestling game. He's an American top team prospect. He's a raw talent. But there's no, documentation of him being a fucking, national champion or anything. I feel like everybody acting like he's a national champ. He trains out of American Top Team, which is a green flag, and he looks like he's on steroids. Listen, we'll see how the weigh-ins look, but I want to rep my All-American dude. I feel like Eric Nolan getting the short end of the stick, but I don't think he's gonna quit. If he's not pounded on and stopped, who's to say he can't get back up to the feet if he's down? Who's to say that Hasanov doesn't gas if the wrestling gets fucking tested a little bit and he starts swinging wild and Nolan just fucking boinks a shot off his head? Fuck it. I'm going Eric Nolan, bro. I'm going Eric Nolan by knockout. I don't care. Let's see if Hasanov's about it. I'm saying he's not. I'm saying that he's not ready for this spot. That he's going to come in over aggressive. He's a little cocky. And Eric Nolan is going to end up putting him on his ass, bro. Nolan by knockout is my pick. Plus, 300 odds for a Nolan KO? Let's see. Nolan to win by knockout. Plus 325 for a Nolan KO. I'm saying Nolan KO, chat. Now, if you got Hasanov on the other side, how do you like him to win? Relentless ground and pound wrestler. Yeah, but at what fucking level either, though? I'm going Nolan. Of course, I saw Dustin's arrest video, bro. Dustin Poirier is nuts. Then he knuckle touches the cop after. Hey, good job. You did a great job. I'm like, what the fuck? Poirier's something else these days. I'm going Nolan knockout, dude. I don't give a fuck. I don't believe in Hasanov. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know anything about what level he really is. Yeah, I watched the LFA fights just like you guys did. Nice ground and pound. What is the Hasanov pick? Right, he did put up a fucking good fight with Basinger. I feel like Hasanov's going to end up getting slimed out, bro. You tell me you can't see it? Hasanov gassing, getting pounded on. Melting under the all-American boxing pressure. Can you not see it? Or maybe he fucking wrestles his way into a decision. But does he have the cardio for it? Does he have the cardio for it? Dude, I called Magomedov my lock last week easily. By finish. It was an obvious matchup because Magomedov had a fucking contender series win against a good-ass fighter, Zurcher. And he was fighting Melsick, who hadn't fought in over a year and is a mid-kickboxer. We don't know with Nolan. I don't think this compares to the Magomedov matchup last week. Magomedov's been proven. Hasanov's not. He didn't fight on contender series. He beat a guy from Uzbekistan last time, Abdulrahman Fiziev, who was undefeated, whose best win was against a 2-2 fighter. Fight before that, he fought a 3-1 guy who's now 3-4 as a pro. And his best win was a 3-1 guy by decision. Before that, it was a 3-0-1 guy that he beat by decision. Bro, I think y'all about to see this guy get fraud checked. I'm calling the All-American fucking fraud checking. But if Hasanov's wrestling is the real deal and you think he controls position, I wish you luck. I do. Fair, Rusko. Yeah. Nah, Magomedov's a beast. It's just I got doubts about Hasanov, man. I'm not blown away. I want to see more. And that's why they do the fight. But I'm going Nolan. I'm going Nolan KO, bro. Fuck what you heard, bro. All American shit. I'm hype as fuck for Nolan, dude. I'm hype as fuck. He was ready to fight officers, bro. I don't know what the hell Poirier's thinking. He's got to get off the alcohol. He's turning into a fucking drunk, bro. Conor McGregor back, Poirier falling off. I think Poirier needs to get ready to fight Conor McGregor again. That's my take. Poirier McGregor 4 is the next fight, especially if Holloway wins. Poirier, be at the fight, get back in shape, do it at 170. Let's do McGregor versus Poirier 4. If Conor loses to Max Holloway, that fight is right there. You know? I think that's what he should focus on. I think Poirier should get back in shape and get ready for a McGregor quadrilogy and close the fucking book on that McGregor fight because that last win was an injury win. And let's say Max cooks him. Well, McGregor's got one more fight. And Dustin Poirier and him fighting again don't sound too bad to me. Even if McGregor wins against Max Holloway, that Poirier fight is on the table. So I would definitely consider making a comeback if I'm Max Holloway. Or Max Holloway, if I'm Dustin Poirier. If I'm Dustin Poirier, I'm 100% focused on getting back in the octagon and fighting McGregor again. That's the smart move. They'll fight. It'll be a huge deal. It's a good matchup, too. At 170, let's find out. Dustin does look jacked. I think he should make a comeback. I genuinely do. If McGregor wins, he's getting straight to the title shot. I don't know for sure. I think it depends on what Gaethje. I don't know. Like McGregor Gaethje is cool, but McGregor Poirier 4 is sick too. How cool would that be, McGregor Poirier 4? Everybody would be hype on it. You agree? Nolan by knockout round 1 or 2. W, Sonny. Bro, Dustin's a fighter for life, bro. He needs to just get back in fight shape. I'm sick of it, bro. He needs to get back in fight shape. That's the only way. Chat, we got 47 likes up in here. We're about to jump up to the main card. So we got 6 fights left on PropAholics. And it's been a hell of a good time so far. If you're enjoying, make sure you leave a like. Bless the Big J with a like button smash. We got over 130 watching live. So I would love to see 100 likes by the end of the show. So make sure you guys don't forget. Leave a like, support. It helps me out. And I appreciate it. All right. Let's keep on moving up this card. Let's jump to our main card opener. It's Abus Magomedov versus Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. If you know, you know. I'm going Oleksiejczuk, dude. I think that Abus Magomedov is fragile. Okay, I think Abus Magomedov melts mentally in fights. Whereas Mikhail Oleksiejczuk, I mean, unless you're fucking finishing him, which has happened by submission a handful of times, his hands are dangerous. And I feel like Abus Magomedov is like a known gasser on the opposite side. Very suspect cardio. I don't feel like he has the most dog in him. You know, he's more of like if he's winning, he wins, great. But like if things go sideways, it tends to fall apart. Outside of that Bruno Ferreira fight, I feel like Abus Magomedov is a 1-round guy. And I just don't know about him cooking this new look Oleksiejczuk in 1 round. I feel like Oleksiejczuk is coming on strong in the second and third, throwing big shots. And I feel like, yeah, round 1 is live to go in the favor of Magomedov. But I feel like round 2 kicks off. Magomedov's coming like a motherfucking, well, he's not coming like a savage. Oleg's coming like a motherfucking savage. Magomedov's coming tired. I like Oleksiejczuk, dude. Oleksiejczuk gang. Oleksiejczuk winning by knockout round 2. Plus 700. I feel like round 2, round 3 are live. Live as fuck. Oleg W. Love the PropAholics as usual, AJ. Big shout out. You the man. Hey, thank you, Rafael Castro. I'm glad the PropAholics hardcores are enjoying. And I was happy to go live a little earlier today, bro. I think it's actually been a good vibe doing it a little bit earlier. The 4:30 start time, pretty good. Oleg over 1.5. The worry is an early round 2 finish, so I'm not as crazy about Oleg to win over 1.5. Oleg round 2 KO is plus 7. So I'd rather just bet that. Or Oleg round 3 KO. I think it's plus 1,000 still. Yeah, plus 1,000. I feel like Magomedov, Midgomedov. They're going to forget to test Mago for EPO. If Abus Magomedov looks like a fucking cardio merchant this fight, trust me, he's on fucking roids. Trust me, he's on roids. We'll see. All right. Bam. Get your votes up in the poll. We got some solid lineups right here. I feel like Oleksiejczuk about to beat that ass. Oleksiejczuk gang. Oleksiejczuk army. He's finally getting his respect. And listen, with the new UFC rankings, Oleksiejczuk might be number 10 in the world, bro. The number 10 flyweight in the world, according to the meta UFC rankings, is Kevin fucking Borjas, dude. Kevin Borjas is number 10, bro. What the fuck? The UFC rankings are wild in 2026, bro. I'm finally not in the replay gang and caught you early. Loving the show, brother. Hey, Savage Wendigo, thank you for $10. Thank you for the first dono of this beautiful stream, man. I appreciate the generosity. All love, Savage Wendigo. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, bro. Certified gangster. Bro, how the fuck is he, Borjas, ahead of a guy that just beat him, though? Sumaderji is 12. Borjas is 10. Mitch Raposo is 11. Sumaderji is 12. Sumaderji beat Borjas and Mitch Raposo, though. And Charles Johnson is at 15. I don't know, dude. Which rankings are the UFC using as their actual rankings? Like this weekend, are we going to see the meta rankings? So is Borjas ranked number 10 for real? And then Pat Sabatini is number 7. So Pat Sabatini should be fighting against Arnold Allen next fight, according to these new rankings. Shit. What the hell? What a strange time to be a fan. All right, Oleg by KO just absolutely fucking dog walked the rest, and I'm glad to see it. Hell yeah. So Oleg by KO. That's a W, bro. Savagery. And let's keep on running up the card, man. We still got 5 fights left where there's definitely some interesting props that have caught my eye. They're using the media rankings for a while, AJ, and then over time transition. I'm 99% sure it'll be media on the event. Let's see. That's what I thought, but I don't know. I thought the meta rankings were their focus. I thought the media rankings were done. Guess we'll find out. Next fight up the card, Ikram Aliskerov versus Bruno Ferreira. I am the realest of real contrarians in this fight. I'm picking Bruno Ferreira. He showed up in great shape, and then RoboCop just one-shotted him last time. So we didn't even get to see him fight in elite career best shape. I feel like Bruno Ferreira could be a weird matchup for Aliskerov because he's fucking short, stocky, and a good judo background. And he likes that uppercut, and he swings wild shit. If they got it striking, I really think Aliskerov's chin is going to get put to the test. I'm doubtful of Aliskerov's durability, dude. I'm a Bruno Ferreira merchant, I guess, bro. I'm picking Bruno Ferreira this time for a big surprise. I feel like Aliskerov definitely could get to him with the wrestling and lay and pray. But if there's some takedown defense from Bruno Ferreira, the fucking power really is a big problem for a guy who I think is glass-chinned. I don't know about Aliskerov's durability at all. I feel like he could get busted up. His recent wins, okay, Park, that's a decent W. Park's all right. And then fight before that, Muniz. Muniz is fucking cooked, bro. And then Bruno Ferreira's ground game is good. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He has got a judo background. He's in career best shape. I feel like Bruno Ferreira to land some big shots is live, dude. I'm going Bruno Ferreira by knockout. Plus 550 is the KO. I'm saying Ferreira surprises everybody and silences the crowd because obviously the big local pop is going to be towards Aliskerov. But fuck that, man. I feel like he's definitely at a step behind of, the Ferreira stand-up. Like, I know people might be like, oh, but his jab looked okay last time. Yeah, but Park plays a very like tit for tat technical game. Ferreira throws fucking bombs, dude. I feel like bomb slinging Bruno Ferreira is live to catch that chin and knock Almaskarov flat. I think Almaskarov is a little bit overrated, bro. So I'm going Bruno Ferreira knockout. Now, if you are on the Almaskarov side, which the chat is split about 50-50, I'm curious to see what is your method of victory call if you're going Almaskarov. Do you think Almaskarov on the judges' scorecards? What are you thinking? Almaskarov to win by decision or Almaskarov to win KO? It's minus 330, which is fucking crazy to me. For the should be a 2-1 favorite, but minus 330, bro. I don't think Almaskarov is this next fucking great fighter, man. I don't think so at all. Ferreira might be juiced. What's the over 1.5? Over 1.5 here is plus 100. Okay. Dude, exactly. Minus 330 is crazy, bro. You look like a mid against Park. Ikram top 10 is crazy. No, he's not, bro. I'm predicting this now. If he wins this weekend, quote me on this shit. If Ikram Almaskarov wins this weekend, set him up versus Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel will beat him. I would pick Ikram Almaskarov to get cooked by Bo Nickel as my next matchup if I'm the UFC. I think Bo will fucking slime him out, bro. And I know it's a crazy take because I'm a Bo doubter, but I feel like Ikram's striking is meh. His takedowns are good, but he's a little stiff on the feet. And if he can't get you down, I feel like he's going to get his clock fucking cleaned, bro. I'm going Almaskarov, guys. I'm going Ferreira. Did I say Almaskarov? I'm going Ferreira, guys. I'm going Ferreira. Ferreira with fucking bombs in his hands. Nuclear fucking weapons, bro. Almaskarov, overrated. And I think he gets found out this weekend. I don't think a 3-1 line makes any sense. I'm not even trying to be like crazy. Oh, I got the big underdog. I just don't get these odds at all. I don't even understand it. Like Almaskarov, he's not durable like Marvin Vittori. He's better at offensive wrestling, but like I think Ferreira is riding some momentum. Like, yeah, you got cooked last time, but bro, one shot from RoboCop and Almaskarov's knocked the fuck out too. Overrated Ikram Almaskarov. That's my take. And it's time for the overrated Almaskarov to get found out. He's mediocre. And I think Bruno Ferreira is actually pretty good, bro. Enough of this Dagestan glaze, bro. There's good fighters from Dagestan. But just because you're a Dagestani fighter doesn't mean you're going to whoop everybody else. I'm looking at Ikram and I'm thinking to myself, bro, I feel like Jared Cannonier knocks him out. Kyle Bahayo dominates him. RoboCop chins him bad. And Mavov kills him. Allen destroys him. Duplessis murders him. Hamzat kills him. Strickland whoops his ass. Maybe he beats Adesanya because Adesanya is fucking cooked. The Dagestan era is definitely over. There's still good fighters from there, but it's not just Dagestani dominance. When I first started the channel, it was, though. If there was a guy with the OV, last 2 letters of that last name, you pick him and you don't think anything else. Now, not the case at all. Certain guys like Murders Ali Magomedov is fire. Over 1.5 at plus 100 is crazy nice, though. Like, what the fuck? Because it is live, especially if Almaskarov's hitting takedowns. Like, I don't think he finishes Ferreira in the first round. So I'm going to go Ferreira KO, though, as my pick. And the chat is lining up a Ferreira KO. Umar Islam is not just Dagestan, though. That's Team Habib. Team Habib legends, bro. That's the Team Habib Abdullah Map lineage, bro. I don't think Ikram is that caliber. He's good, but he's not elite. I just don't think he's one of the boys like that. He's just one of the decent guys from that gym. All right, let's keep running. Almabayev and Johnson next up. So I am really not overly interested. With Almabayev and Johnson, it's like I'd rather just chill and watch, you know? It's just a matchup that could equal weirdness. Now, my official pick is Almabayev by decision. I think he out wrestles Charles Johnson. A little bit craftier than Bruno Silva, a little bit better at wrestling, and should be able to take home a win. But I don't think it's going to be like anything spectacular, to be honest with you. I feel like, you know, decent enough decision victory is what makes sense for Almabayev. Plus 110 is a terrible line, but all right. Almabayev decision, plus 110. What's Almabayev sub? Plus 350. Johnson's hard to submit, though. The Johnson plus 3.5, minus 120. I think he can win a round. But nah, this fight gambling side doesn't really interest me at all. Hey, what's good, Trey? Good. I'm chilling, man. Alma under on takedowns. I don't have the takedowns available. Johnson called him out. It doesn't mean he's going to win just because he called him out. Yeah, I think Alma by decision makes a ton of sense. You're rocking with Johnson? Good luck. Johnson fights are unbettable. If he's an underdog against a striker, I like his chances or a prospect, but against vets, fellow vets, I don't like it. His fellow vets, he tends to sell. Johnson decision plus 375. Bro, I'll never forget the Kavanaugh Johnson play. Bro, I was ready for that one. I went Johnson as a dog against Kavanaugh and I hit. I know when to get Johnson. I feel like at this point, when he's fighting veterans, like stay away. Like Bruno Silva split decision win that he almost loses. And then Bruno gets killed by Shirez. You know, Alex Perez cooks him in a round when, you know, it looks like he's going to look so good, you know? Good to be here for the full live. I'm dashing and listen. Hey, W Naruto King. W on that, bro. Fuck yeah. I just think Almabayev, too crafty, bro. He's got good subs, too. Maybe an Almabayev sub. I could have put that as an option, but it doesn't really matter. You could consider it. Almabayev sub plus 350, but like decision makes the most sense, bro. Kavanaugh was destroying him. He got a sick comeback. Chat, we're at 59 likes. I want 100 likes before I close out the stream. So let's get 65 likes up in here. As the next fight, we're jumping up to our feature fight. And then I'm doing PFL predictions tonight, just so you guys know. I'll be dropping my PFL full card breakdown tonight. Not tomorrow, tonight. I'm going to try to keep the video to the point, like 30 minutes and just get it done. It's not the best PFL card ever. It's 10 fights. I'll try to go 2-3 minutes a fight, main event, maybe a little extra long. We talk odds and I get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Not the best PFL card ever. I like the Brussels card more, but it's what it is. But we're going to drop the picks very soon. Very, very soon. I got all my notes done. Boots or Zayas for the boxing. Who's the favorite? Who's the favorite, bro? Hey, thank you, Savages, for 66 likes. Good shit as we keep on running up. We're close to the feature fight now. We're pretty much at it. Boots, easy money. I got no idea. I'll go Boots, bro. It just sounds better. I don't know boxing like that. I know who they are, but I don't know the matchup. I'll go Boots. Loner Kavanaugh is the new breed. I've seen Ennis clips before. I'm not a boxing fanatic. You guys know. I like MMA, bro. What channel is it on? Or where do I watch it? Is it DAZN? Next up is Nazim Sadykhov and Matheus Camilo. All right. So I think Sadykhov has to be the pick. I think Camilo could look okay early. I'm picking Sadykhov by finish in round 3. I think he gets a 3rd round KO. I think that's live. But I think Camilo in the first round could take him down maybe and threaten with grappling. Camilo has good wrestling and good jiu-jitsu, but his cardio is suspect, and I question him in the later stage of the fight. Like, Camilo to me is like a round 1-2 winner if he's to win. He's got to get in the first and second round. Whereas I feel like Sadykhov is a dog, you know? His boxing is powerful. His hands are fast. He's pretty well versed. His ground game isn't too shabby. I feel like Sadykhov is live for this later stage finish. Now, I do kind of feel like a Sadykhov KO, right? His style is the knockout normally. He throws big shots. And I could see a sub as a possibility, but Camilo's a good-ass jiu-jitsu practitioner. So Sadykhov more likely to rock his shit on the feet and then potentially pounce with some big ground and pound as opposed to chasing the submission. So Sadykhov KO makes sense to me. I think Sadykhov should go out and get this knockout, especially being in Azerbaijan. You know, he is a descendant of the region. His bloodline is Azerbaijan. So he's looking to get a win in the home country. So a lot on the line here. I think the KO could come a little bit later. I had mentioned a Sadykhov over 1.5 KO at plus 185. I don't think that's awful. If you went Sadykhov over 1.5 straight, it's plus 130. So not nearly as exciting. If you go Sadykhov over 1.5 knockout at plus 550, now we're talking here. Now we're talking. The money line is about minus 220 for Sadykhov. Sadykhov to win round 3. If you're round betting it, I don't think that's awful. Plus 1,000 for Sadykhov round 3. And then I'm going to put Camilo 1 or 2 at plus 425 as the other side of it. I think that makes sense. Evan Elder almost beat Sadykhov and needs to lock in. True. Listen, the Camilo Jiu-Jitsu is tricky. The Camilo BJJ is there. But I got to see it, man. So far, he's fought like an NPC in the UFC. I think Camilo needs an early win. I don't know. If it goes long, it's Sadykhov to me. Whether it's a Sadykhov decision or not, like maybe he just gets it done over a round and a half. But I'm looking to fucking spice things up, you know? With the lines I'm dropping, we're looking to have some spice on that shit. We're looking to feel like savages. We're looking to be savages. You know what I'm saying? We're looking to go savage mode USA in this whole type shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jersey girl, I want one thing besides whooping you in the rematch because I'm almost done here. Besides giving you that Big J beatdown, I want a nice Jersey girl sandwich. Could you make me one? You're the best. And now you're warmed up. I hear you playing in the other room. Borjas Pantoja, #1 contender, is live. Welcome to 2026 UFC. Chat, we're at 67 likes. I want the likes higher, man. I need 100 likes up in here. To be honest, I need 1-to-1 ratio. We got over 120 people up in here. So make sure you guys smash the like button. Thank you, Jersey girl. Love you. I appreciate that. No members stream today because I'm doing PFL. So sorry, members. I'm doing PFL. That'll suffice as a member stream today. Hopefully you guys enjoy the PFL picks. I know a lot of the members like the idea of me covering PFL too. So yes, PFL breakdown coming tonight. Tonight. My plan is do legs at the gym after this stream, do a PFL pick show, and then chill. PFL pick straight. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. is the weigh-in show too. So I got to wake the fuck up. I got to wake up early for that shit. You played 3 fights against Kaan as Pereira and lost all 3. See, it should have went that way in real life, Jersey girl. It should have. Sadykhov by KO is blowing Ward up in the chat. Not even competitive. You just did legs. WMMA fan. I switched my split, chat. I'm doing legs twice a week now. I was doing it once a week for a while. But now it's Monday, Thursday, legs. Tuesday, Friday, upper body. Wednesday, just shoulders. I'll throw in some shoulders as needed on Friday or even Saturday. I can do them at the house. Let's grab a fucking 20-pound dumbbell and do side delt raises. Oh, you were saying you were gone. You lost. I fully understood. Yeah, that's how the fight should have went in real life. Hey, WKZ. No shadow box. Listen, if you guys want me to do a shadow box, I literally have the UFC Freedom 250 gloves. I will wear them in shadow box if we have 100 likes. So I'll put on the Freedom gloves and I'll shadow box it up if we hit 100 likes by the time I finish, this stream. So you got, I don't know, 15 or so minutes left. We're almost at 2 hours. So probably about 15 minutes. We already just finished up the feature fight. We got co-main and main. We need 28 likes in 15 minutes. So make sure you guys hit it. Make sure you guys hit the likes for Leg Day J. Bana. What's up, Lak Shabazz? How you feeling? Dun. All right. We're about to get up to the co-main event, my people. Oh, shit. The excitement's building now. I'm hype. You just want to see the Freedom gloves? Listen, if it doesn't happen today, I'm sure during the fight companion, I'll set a goal and we'll easily smash it. All right. Next fight up the card. Shara Bullet Magomedov. Michel Pereira. I think Shara Bullet cooks Pereira. This is his chance for a highlight against a guy, Michel Pereira, who looks washed to me. He's been looking like trash as of late. I really think he's had a fall from grace. I really feel like Hernandez took his soul. Goddamn split decision with Zach Reese, a terrible look. Fight before that, Doc is sliming him out in 40 seconds, a terrible look. And Shara Bullet's a technical striker. Yeah, he lost to Michael Venom Page, but Shara is clean as hell on the feet. Lightning speed with the high kicks. Nasty timing on his shots, dude. It's a Shara Bullet W incoming. I don't think it's a matter of if. It's a matter of when. It's a matter of when. When does he lay Pereira down? So Shara Bullet's style is more of a patient kickboxing flow. He's not an all gas, no breaks pressure fighter. He's a tactical kickboxer from range. He's a tactical distance management based counter sniper. And with that counter sniping style, definitely a high chance Pereira walks into some shit. I think we're going to see a Shara Bullet highlight reel knockout. I think he's putting Michel Pereira away in a big way. And looking at the gambling side of it, Shara Bullet, just to win by knockout, they got it at plus 140, which is like not an awful line, really. I don't hate that. At plus 140, Shara by KO is plus money when I really think it's a matchup that favors him to win by KO. Well, especially a guy that's been looking slow as fuck. Now, if you're thinking the fight goes over a round and a half, I'm kind of thinking it's live to go over a round and a half. And you think Shara Bullet wins over a round and a half, but he still does get a knockout. You can get a nice plus 450 little D-Gen line for a Shara over 1.5 KO at plus 450. Okay. Now, Shara under 2.5 by KO, they're only giving you plus 175. Not as good. The Shara over 1.5 is how you get some bread on that parlay. Shara over 1.5 KO. What else do we got here? Shara wins by KO. Round number 2 plus 650. I'd rather just go over 1.5 plus 450. Round 3 is plus 1,000. So if you go Shara round 3 plus 1,000, that's the way you can layer it by KO. Because what the fuck? He's not going to get a sub, dude. Shara's not submitting Michel Pereira. Shara, no submission ace. Bro does look 46. Spinning elbow KO Shara live. Live. Pereira is probably 38, 39. Is anybody in the chat picking this side of Pereira? Like, I think Shara Bullet is about a style on him, bro. Shara is the lock of the card, bro. Come on. It's a full fucking setup, dude. Recognize it's a setup. You know I recognize it, and I know you recognize it too. This is a full setup. It's the Shara Bullet showcase. Nothing more, nothing less. Pereira by finish? Wow. You think Pereira winning? Pereira's been looking like shit, bro. If Shara loses this fight, he better retire, bro. That's crazy. If Shara loses this fight, it's retirement. All right. There's your lineup. I'm 46 and Pereira looks older than me. That's funny as shit. I'm going the Bullet. Why no round 1 KO? I'll read you the line. Bro, there's only so many options I can include, bro. I get 4 options to put in the poll. Shara KO round 1 is plus 375. It's not that great of a prop. Especially because his style is patience first. You think Pereira pulls this one off, Pity K? It's wild. Chat, again, I'll reiterate, if you want the Big J live shadow box and you don't want to wait till Saturday, because you know it's going to happen Saturday. We're at 76 likes. We're 24 away from 100. The goal is 100 likes on this stream by the time the show finishes. We're at the co-main event. All we need is 10 a fight, and it's going to happen miraculously. So if you're watching, hit the likes. If you got your phone next to you, hit the likes if you're watching on the TV. If you're watching on the TV, go grab your phone and hit the like button. If you on the computer, I don't know what you're doing not hitting likes. If you're watching on the iPad, hit the likes. You know what I'm saying? A gas Berggren and volume punch TKO feels more likely. I could see Shar with like a spinning back elbow landing. Crafty Shara Bullet. Shara decision seems like a spot to you. I respect it. I respect it for sure. Shara KO is at plus 140. That's a good line to me. And it's not like this outlandish take. You think it's Shara decision, KZ? Well, Shara to win over 1.5. If you think it's going longer but don't want to risk it, minus 135 is not terrible either. If you're all right with throwing down a little minus money as opposed to just plus money plays. Something just worth thinking about. All right. I'm going to get the poll ready for our main event, man. The chat has decided Shara KO, but a close second is Shara decision. All right. All right. We're about to run it up to the main event. Main event. Rafael Fiziev versus Manuel Torres. I'm a Torres guy. I got him at plus 100 this week. Of course I'm a Torres guy. I got Torres as my fucking lock at plus 100, bro. I think Torres is knocking Fiziev out, but the submission is there. So the little DGen 10-1 sub play, if you're looking at the gambling side like a savage, not a terrible line. Torres' style is violent finish. He brings pressure. He hits like a fucking truck. You're probably not going to find the Torres money line at plus 100 like I did on Monday, but it's probably going to be in that minus 115 range at worst. I'm currently seeing the line for Torres at minus 110. Still, technically, he's an underdog with Fiziev at minus 115. But of course, it's PropAholics. So we look at it and we say, okay, well, Manuel Torres by finish. Just go inside distance. Plus 115 on the line. Bam. Now, method of victory call. Torres to win, right? By submission. Plus 1,300 now. Torres sub. Plus 13. Little DGen. Pure DGen. But I'm just saying, you never know. Torres' style is finished, dude. Manuel Torres under 2.5 rounds. Plus 175. Torres, if you went KO under 2.5 rounds, plus 220. But Torres just to win under 2.5 is plus 175. I like that. So here's my thought process why I'd rather play finish in the sub as opposed to the knockout. I'll put the option there for the voters. But you're not getting much more. You're getting, 25 more points to go Torres by KO as opposed to by finish. Is that really worth the risk if he somehow subs? You know what I'm saying? Torres is a powerhouse, roofie slick, true. I think Fiziev's showing the slowdown signs, man. Enough so that I have my doubts. I really think Torres going to end up getting them. And I think Torres underappreciated grappling, potentially big shots into an engagement on the floor. I feel like Fiziev's looked a step slower, bro. Savage J wants Fiziev out cold. I feel like Fiziev's looked a step slower, bro. Like the Bahamondes one was nice, but he did wrestle a lot. Bro, you're not going to be able to wrestle with Manuel Torres. Torres jiu-jitsu beats Fiziev for sure. I think Fiziev is good. I think Torres is primed and powerful. And stylistic matchup tells me Fiziev's getting hit hard and just getting knocked out recently, not the best for him. Torres been on fire, bro. He gets shot out of a fucking cannon and he drops bombs. Yes, could Fiziev counter snipe? Uh-huh. But do I feel overly confident in Fiziev's ability to get out of range and counter snipe? No. Bahamondes did it because he's 6'3" and he shocked Torres with a straight shot. I feel like Fiziev struggles to find that same type of punch because he's 5'8". Torres is a lot bigger than him. I think Manuel Torres should be ready for it. I'm going Manuel Torres by finish. I'm predicting he stops Rafael Fiziev. I look forward to this fight. I think this fight is a banger. I think this card is stacked. I think this card is fucking lit. I can't wait. I'll be live for the whole card. This card's so good, bro. I went to cover PFL, and I'm like, I don't think I'm going live for PFL anymore. Could change my mind, but right now I'm like, yo, fuck that. I'm gonna be riding the high of the UFC, maybe a PFL, but I'm not stressing myself about it. I feel like Manuel Torres is a fucking savage this weekend, bro. I feel like he's gonna drop palms. I think he's gonna force Fiziev into a submissive state as Torres hammers away. I'm fired up, bro. This card is good, dude. There's a lot of good betting spots too, which gets me very excited. I'm hype on it. Someone feels like Volk Lopez, hard to call. I think Fiziev, let's see if he can stick and move here. Or does he get pulled into the fight? And Torres' power, let's find out. I think it's legit as fuck. You think Kai Kamaka might beat Riley after seeing how bad Aswell is? I'd still pick Riley by decision, bro. Kamaka looked trash in his last fight too, though. I'm not sure Kamaka beats Gaston Bolaños. Fiziev at 145 would be scary as shit. I agree with that. Torres by finish is blowing the fucking chat away at plus 115. They love it. Now, if you're on Fiziev, I'd like to know, what is the contrary main event call? Are you going Fiziev by KO on the opposite side? If you are, you're looking at plus 180 for a Fiziev knockout. I'd like to hear from the chat and see. Fiziev can't make 145. Can't say they test him with the PI. Okay, that's good to know. How much a lock is this? Or something going to fail? Yakhyaev, ITD, Torres, Fiziev not go distance, Donchenko for about plus 100. Yeah, it sounds live, Royal. Yeah, it should hit. Beksat is the mythical prelim dark horse, bro. Beksat's a good underdog, bro. I'm excited to see the weigh-ins, but I like Beksat a lot. Chat, we have had a very good PropAholics stream. I want to recap all of the calls of the chat. In the main event, Torres by finish got the vote. In the co-main event, Shara by KO at 48%. Featured fight, Sadykhov KO at 46%. Fight before, Almabayev by decision at 63%. Bruno Ferreira by knockout in an upset at plus 550. That line hit 61% of the people as well. Oleg by KO at plus 195 with 57% of the chat voting for it. A Nolan upset knockout plus 325 with 58% of the chat backing me. Yakhyaev sub 31% of the votes with a sub round 2 at 27%. The DGen line plus 1100. Obviously round 2 caught some eyes to the masses. Ruziboev to win over 1.5 at plus 115 got 52% of the chat votes. A Reyes knockout at 44% got majority of the chat's votes, but close second was Ofli by sub. That fight feels about 50-50 according to the chat, prop betting wise. Donchenko knockout under 2.5 rounds at minus 120 seems like a potential chat lock. And then Matsumoto by decision at plus 130 hit 42% of the chat in a massive surprise. But because Beksat had just the dog money line and decision, the total for Beksat to win, according to the chat votes, exceeded the 42% and brings it up to 53% favoring the Beksat side. And even a Beksat plus 3.5 at 5%. Still, Beksat in the name took the cake home, even though the one singular vote, and we're limited to only 4 because of YouTube, got the Matsumoto decision side, and a bit of a surprise. In the first fight of the night, there was no prop. So that right there was an in-depth prop betting deep dive. I am going to do a few minutes of Q&A before I leave. So if you got questions you want to ask me now. And then obviously tomorrow I'll be live. Tonight I have the PFL show. Tomorrow I'll also have the weigh-in recap show. So still content on the way, man. Lots of stuff before fight day as well. So, yeah. What's up? W chat, man. I hope you guys enjoy. What do we hit for likes? 85 likes, bro. I think we can do better than that. You know what? Let's settle for 90 likes. That sounds good to me. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Smash the big J like button. Fiziev's last fight was a knockout loss to Mauricio Rufy. No, not Justin Gaethje. Rufy slimed them out, bro. Am I more excited for this card or next card? Next card, but I am excited for this card. Dude, I swear to God, this card made covering the PFL way harder this week, bro, because this card is stacked. The PFL card, I'm going to show you real quick, just so you guys can understand. I'm not exaggerating. It is a good main event, a solid main card, but like some of the prelims are mad. Like this is the PFL card this week. I'm dropping picks. 3-0 versus 0-0. 13-10 Kaan versus a fucking Unessi Dubin victim. Gamid Kizriev and Lorenzo Parent. Looks like two guys that should be in LFA with only 4 fights. Decent Wetzel Kamidov matchmaking, but it's probably a grapple fest. De Silva Bishop women's fight. Zabit's little bro is cool in the feature prelim. Short notice fill in Joshua Weems. Zabit little bro should win. Bobley Wilkinson going after it. Bobley, big heavy-handed heavyweight, drop into 205. Rematch between Shabalai and Davis. Arujao and Carmouche. McKee and Isbulaev. But in comparison to the UFC card, my God, bro, like this is a stacked banger. And, you know, this is just a little PFL on a fucking Saturday night. It made it hard, bro. It made it hard. But I still got all my picks. I got all my notes. I'll do the video. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going to make it happen, chat. I'm still about that life, bro. I'll still be good to the people, dog. Listen, we're at 89 likes. Chat, if you want, I'll stay till the 2-hour, 10-minute mark. We run it to 95 likes. I'll do the shadow box. I'll do it. I'll stick around a little longer. I'll let you guys run me up to 95, 6 likes away, and I'll put the gloves on in shadow box. Honestly, I want to do it, and I know a lot of you guys want it. And I don't want to be too stingy with the likes. You know what I'm saying? You like Lipsky and Davis as dogs on PFL? Respect on it. I'll drop my picks later today, PJ, and I'll let you know. We'll see if we're lined up. The Talbot player, no. But if I fight him again, I'm definitely not being fucking Umar. Ewing Basharat, fire matchup, lean Ewing. See if like energized fighter in the last Azerbaijan fight against Bahamondes. He looked pretty good there, true. He did solid work last time. In Azerbaijan, I think he'll fight hard, but I just think it's a bad matchup against fucking Manuel Torres. Torres is a fucking gunslinging savage. You know, Torres is a heavy-handed beast, bro. I don't like the matchup. I think Torres cooks him, bro. Main event curse does not linger. I just hit last week on a pick flip. You going your boy AJ McKee? Respect on it. Is Pulyaev not proven yet? Good talent, but not proven. You know, McKee's fought a who's who. Hey, W chat. All right, y'all ran me up nice. Okay. I shadow box for the chat to close out the show. Freedom style, bro. Bana, bana, bana. Bana, bana, bana. Bro, I'll tell you, bro, no way these are the authentic gloves, though. This is the UFC's memorabilia glove, bro. It looks real, but I'm telling you, the feel, I don't think so. I felt some proper MMA gloves and obviously boxing gloves. This is more of like, you know, a for show item. I wouldn't hit a bag with these gloves. I shadow box with them for the fucking memes, for the lore, for the chat lore. But I wouldn't fucking actually do some work in them, bro. No. Bana, bana, bana. All right, bro. You know what? I'll take the shirt off to make it authentic, bro. Flat cap J in this cut. Freedom style, bro. Freedom style. Ui. Obrigado. Slime out, bro. Steve Garcia, Diego Lopez style. Call it. Call it. Take them off and that's it. Freedom style shadow box for the people to close out. Freedom style. W chat. Where the fuck's the case? Put them back after. But I'll close out the show properly with the shirt on. Nah, I figured I'd go shirtless with the gloves on to make it look more, you know, more badass. Bam. I hope you guys had some fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm curious how that shadow boxing looked with those gloves. I'm going to watch it myself. The Italian journeyman stallion with a fast 1-2. Oh, what is he gonna do? That's funny as shit. I hope you guys had a good time. I got to do timestamps. I'll see you savages tonight for the PFL. Love you guys. Smash the likes. Smash the subscribe. And I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace, everybody.